Hi guys, welcome to the mix. It has been too long once again. I think it's been 3 weeks since the last one. I think it's probably only the third of the year, maybe the fourth. So sorry about that. We find ourselves in mid-February. Indeed, I'm shooting this on the Saturday, but it'll be going live on the Sunday, which happens to be Valentine's Day. There's a specific reason for this. I mean, obviously, I've got nothing better to do, sadly. But it's tying up with a launch. Well, the cat's really out of the bag now. It's tying up with the latest flavour of sour strips, Wild Cherry, which Maxx is launching Valentine's Day, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, so 5 p.m. for us. So yeah, we'll be launching that, and I'm going to put this video up with that one. So when you're watching this, yes, it should be live on site as we speak. Unless you're watching this weeks down the line, it may be out of stock, or well, it's probably going to sell out much quicker than that. But anyway, yeah, this is a sort of Valentine's Day special one. And it's with this, but we've got tons and tons of other stuff to cover. It has been, I suppose I'm getting the habit of starting these things with kind of news and updates from the mix. So I'm sure you guys are waiting on the edge of your seats to find out what we've been up to over here. It's been an interesting time. I mean, for me personally, the overarching concern has been the warehouse. So if you've watched a few of these things, I mention it every now and then, but we've been in the process of getting our first kind of big proper warehouse, an ambitious warehouse for weeks, months, forever it seems. I mean, around about the middle of last year we started looking. Anyway, we found a place, put in the offer, and we've been going back and forth ever since, and I've really wanted to about kill myself on the entire thing. It's taken way too long, it's been agonising, frustrating, red tape, way too expensive, dreading what the legal bills are going to be, but the good news as of about end of last week, so a few days ago, we finally, I think, cleared the last big hurdle. So actually, I think this particular place is a goer. So it's very exciting. We nearly had to kind of lose this one and move on to another one for a bit there, but I think we've about passed it. So we will have the warehouse soon. End of February is probably realistic for getting the keys. We ain't going to be in there till end of March. We'll have to see, because we've got to set it up. We need literally everything for it, and then we've got to try and transition the process here, because we fulfill pretty much every day of the week. We have to transition that over, and I really don't want to lose any days doing it. If we do it over a weekend, we can maybe blag it, but it's I don't want to interrupt service or let any of you folks down for the sake of us doing it. So it might come to it that we have to I was supposed to be timing this, sorry. We have to, let's try that so it's not forever. We have to turn it off for maybe a day or something like that, but I really don't want to. Anyway, that's the big news behind the scenes. The big overarching one for the mix is that. Aside from that, it has been, I'm probably going to say, an unusually busy start of the year. So there's always this common conception in, I suppose, sports nutrition and health and fitnessy type stuff, that the beginning of the year is a big kind of boom, new year, new you, sort your body out after an indulgent Christmas type deal, and we've never actually found that. It's maybe, at least in terms of buying products, it's because people are kind of skint. They've got no money after big expenditure over Christmas, and so it isn't till payday in January, it isn't till February kicks in that it really gets bigger. And it's true, we have been particularly busy over the last week. That's kind of why I didn't do a video last weekend, actually, because we were getting smashed. But yeah, it has been pretty consistently busy. So obviously it's lockdowns now, which is probably counteracting the lack of gym. I suppose people share boredom, but it's also been freezing cold, so maybe people want more indulgent snacks. We put some Reese's kind of stuff up as well, like American candy bits. They've been doing well, so probably says that people have got an appetite for naughty stuff still. But yeah, I don't know. We've been really busy. It's distracted us, but we've had loads of new stuff, and new launches are coming, and we've launched more brands. Kind of supplementy ones, so not just snacks, but supplements. And it's quite rare we do that. So I'm talking about EHP Labs and Blessed on the end there, it's sort of the same company. And when we take on a broader range stuff, that's quite unusual. We've also got a new Snickers white chocolate protein powder. There's new Snickers white chocolate bars right there as well. So that's literally just coming today. Boxes are all stacked here. So you'll be hearing more about those, but obviously the hero is the Wild Cherry. So a few other bits to talk about, but that's what's coming up. So that's kind of my catch-up bit there. Also, I'll start here as my big vanity moment, but very flattered to get a little segment in the Ghost YouTube video, the episodes, the building the brand stuff they do. They go out every Wednesday now. So I talked it down over there every now and then. We did a Zoom call thing, and they actually filmed it. So I'm very flattered, as I say, but I'm guessing they're a bit short of content to feature me in there, but they obviously they do have a lot of updates on all fronts, and I suppose they wanted to cover some of the UK EU bits they've got coming, so our new versions of Legend and things like that. So anyway, lovely to catch up. So thanks to everyone who caught that and DM'd us and stuff. That was pretty cool. And that's about it. Anyway, so let's get on with the product stuff. It's we've had loads of things. If you check out the Just Arrived category, it's full, it's burgeoning. Instagram, we've done quite a few posts as well. We've been pushing the Beamer thing on site where you get the site notifications. There's loads of stuff going out on that, the blog. It has been I'm relieved to say a busy time, because it's if we don't get new stuff, there's very little for us to work with. And it's fortunately the brands are coming in thick and fast. We've still got massive Brexit headaches, incidentally. So apologies to all you guys watching this from the continent. We have had no luck whatsoever. I don't think we've had a single parcel successfully delivered. We've had a few that crossed the channel, got to the Netherlands, got to Germany here and there, but have not actually been delivered. I think maybe we did a couple via DHL, via air, which was brutally expensive, and the customs fees were ridiculous, and I think the customer in that case actually rejected the items, which please don't do. That causes no end of problems, and we all lose money in that one. It's it's ugly. So I can understand, because the fees are crazy, but at the moment we're not even getting to that stage. It's getting turned around, so it is really hideous. Something has to change. So very sorry for folks who are still waiting for us to put it back on. We keep trying. We do a couple of parcels, hit a brick wall, turn it back, fix some stuff. Same thing. So it's just I'm this close to just putting my hands up and saying we can't do this unless there's some big new deal or legal change. It's just not going to happen. But it's really, I mean, once the warehouse thing's finally sorted, I'm going to have to get my head back into that, but I just don't know if it's doable. It's so far beyond my control. And it means we haven't actually been able to bring any stuff in from Europe as yet, so GOT7 and things. I think we can probably sort that, but there's more paperwork, and I haven't got the headspace. But we've got another batch of parcels on the way to Germany at the moment. I'm just trying Germany again, so they're fairly relaxed rules in terms of stuff going in their commodity codes. But it's been customs inspection is what I'm being told on the parcels, and I'm not holding my breath. But we'll see. New goodies though. So for now, let's concentrate on the positive stuff. We have got the wild cherries. Let's start with that. Ta-da! Massive stand here. This is actually vintage at this point. I mean, if you follow Max, if you follow Sour Strips, he's got it into Target and all sorts over in the States. So massive grocery stores, huge displays, big walls of these things, and he's several generations beyond in terms of his point of sale material. But I got this from the very first run, so it's probably gonna be like vintage or collectible at some point there. But Sour Strips, absolutely killing it. And for us, this is the 7th flavour we've managed to get our hands on here. I think it's a permanent one, but it's obviously launched for Valentine's Day primarily. Wild cherry. I'm going to open it obviously because it's Saturday and it's freezing cold, hence I'm wearing the hoodie. Yes, it's a real winner. I mean, cherry, fizzy cherry. I mean, in terms of classic pick and mix ones, fizzy cherries, probably. It's got to be top 3 for everyone. Indeed, I think this makes automatically top 3 in the Sour Strips flavour kind of pantheon, the assortment Max has already. And I don't know, I do like the apple, to be fair, but pink lemonade, big fan of that. And blue raspberry, I think that's probably always going to be a classic. But I mean, I'd say I'd put this at number 3. Certainly on the team, I know this has taken number 1 spot. So we've been enjoying this behind the scenes as we've been hiding the stock from you guys, because it's been a secret for a while. But as you can imagine, yes, so not a lot to it. The usual Sour Strip strips, and that was probably about the least elegant way you can eat some of this stuff. But hey, it's all about fun. It's candy. It's a sour one. Wow. Some of these sour flavours, they are on the more sour. I mean, obviously Sour Strips, and they're quite sour, but some of them do kick harder. This is definitely one of the more sour ones. Max's fun lines. Wildly sour, indeed. Wildly delicious. Whoa, look how wild we are. It's again, he's having fun with it. There's a new cherry character. We've got loads more video content. I've been cross-posting some of his stuff. on our Instagram stories, probably on the Facebook story. There's a couple of games and stuff as well. It's all cool. It's you know, we have so much fun with it. Still at this point, Maxx has so many big plans for the year. So basically, I don't have to say much more than that. It's just candy. It's actual candy. There's no particular health benefits at all. It's just it's fresh. It's sweet. It's powerfully flavored. It's super sour. It's very, very cool. You know, everyone's young at heart. We're all kids. Everyone loves candy. This is the best stuff you can get. Yes, check it out. We've got a lot of stock to kick us off with, and it should last us for. We should certainly see through the big surge that we'll tend to get out the gate on these things, and then we'll rush more in from Maxx. God knows how much he's going to get through, but I think we have all flavours in stock. We are very low on apple and very, very low on tropical mango. So I've got one case held back. I'll be putting that up with the launch because it's actually not on the site at the moment. But yeah, fill your boots. We've got the 3-pack, the 6-pack. You can just buy single bags. And you won't be disappointed. If you like pick and mix fizzy cherries, absolutely nailed in the strips flavour here. So well done, Maxx. And it's sure to be another hit. I mean, we do sell a crazy amount of this stuff in the mix, and it's fun. It's kind of why I did the business, really. It's, you know, I wouldn't want to be selling, you know, widgets and nails. You know, it's you know, candy is a fun thing to sell. So cool on Maxx for doing that business, grinding away doing that, the entrepreneur style things. But yeah, this is kind of, you know, what we most enjoy doing in the mix, whether it's got protein in or otherwise. It's a great product. Anyway, wild cherry, there you go. And what's next? Okay, well, we'll do the other one. We're going to go, I guess, still with a candy theme. So I can say that was kind of dovetailed here. Snickers. We've got Snickers and more Snickers. So first one that launched, this actually came out maybe 2 weeks ago now. So I really should have done this last weekend in a video. But we have a white chocolate Snickers protein powder. So white chocolate, caramel and peanut, whey protein powder. We've got a bunch of these now. They look great. We have the original Snickers here. So yeah, we've had this one for a while. There's a Mars one. There's slightly smaller bags of a Maltesers one, so a multi one, and of course we have Twix as well. Broadly speaking, all chocolate and caramel. In a way, this deviates the most because it's kind of vanilla-y and white chocolatey. It's not a straight up cocoa type fest, but it's actually incredibly faithful to the Snickers. Yeah, I mean, as you would expect, right? It has the taste of, well, chocolate, and it has the taste of peanut. So you've got a very sweet, milky, white chocolatey. It is vanilla-y, but there is definitely more to it. It is more custardy. You know what I mean? It's. I've actually got a sample bag open. Let's see. I'm not going to shake some up here because there's not a huge amount to see, but it's the same kind of deal with these. It mixes pretty well. It's got okay nutritionals on it. It is quite tasty. It smells powerfully. I mean, on the nose, it's more caramel. It's more vanilla. It's more custardy, creamy. But it's so yeah, it's clear powder on this one. It's a taste. It's actually very peanutty. So it's good, I suppose, because the danger is when you have any shake that's a white chocolate one, it's one of those flavors that is more often than not ruined in this industry. It's quite hard to pull off white chocolate. I think partially because white chocolate seems a uber treat and it kind of promises quite a lot, and it's just tricky to deliver in something that is in any way a health foodie type product. But at the same time, I think it's very easy to overblow the sweetness as well. And I love sweet things, but the second it goes over a certain level, it's just cloying. And then when there's no real strong flavour, like without the peanut, for example, there's no real strong flavour holding it together, it can kind of flop. So white chocolate and raspberry can work. I mean, even white chocolate and coconut can be very, very sweet, but as long as there's a kind of distinct taste beyond just the very, very sweet, creamy, custardy sort of vanilla-y sort of taste of the white chocolate, doesn't work. Well, this one, the peanut comes through it very strongly. So it is a Snickers thing. It is caramel sweet. So yeah, that's very nice. They're pretty good value as well. I don't know, it's like 23 quid a bag, 24 quid a bag or something. But it's, actually maybe it's less than that. I mean, yeah, 23. Anyway, yeah, they're pretty good. There's now a growing range of these things. I know they're not quite finished yet. Mars are not done. We have a new snack and a new shake coming from them in the not too distant future. I can't say what kind of brand or anything, but yeah, it should be a cool one. But for right now, white chocolate, yeah, it always ticks that big indulgence box like a salted caramel thing. You hear white chocolate, you kind of want to get involved. The white chocolate Snickers is a limited edition one in terms of the regular candy bar, getting in supermarkets, convenience stores and the rest. To do it with the protein bars, very, very cool. Didn't see it coming, but the fact that they've done both of them is awesome. So yeah, powder, 21 grams of protein, 144 calories a serving, blah, 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 blah. If you're into the shakes, that's fine. We're always kind of more into our snacks here. And the white chocolate Snickers high protein bar is where it's at in terms of that. Open one here. It is pretty sexy looking. It is 20 grams of protein, slightly higher calorie on this one, so it's 233 calories for a 57 gram bar, so it does push it with the indulgence, I think, the white chocolate, so the sugars are a tad higher than you'd expect in maybe a Carb Killer or a Bear Bells bar, so it's about 9.7 grams of sugar, but having tried this already, Millie's just done the photographs, it's sort of worth it. I think, no, did I have that upside down? That's really, I hate when I do that. It's really cold in here. I've got a heater thing going over there. I'm wearing the hoodie, but it's probably about 10 degrees in here, so I don't know. And it's the chocolate's really hard, and it makes the bar unfairly chewy. It really isn't, because we tried warming it up a little bit on a heater. So much nicer. But it's enough for me to show you the layers and what's actually going on here. It's kind of as you'd expect. Generous amount of peanuts. Right, let's try this new camera app and see if it picks this up. Oh, there we go. Let's try that. It's going to focus. It is focusing. I'm very happy with that. So, yeah, loads and loads of chunks. Those are roasted peanuts. What else? And you've got white chocolate inside protein core. Let's try biting this. So, Millie's done some great photos again, which we'll be posting probably tomorrow. So, the day after you see this, because we've got to do the sour strips first or we'll get killed. There's going to be way too many orders as is. So you've got a nice thicker than a Snicker protein bar core. Then you've got big, generous peanuts there. You can see it's obviously be more mushy if it was warmer, but there's loads of caramel in there too. It's all the best things in the world. Blended into one with a Mars logo on it. What else? Yeah. This cold, it is a little bit on the chewy side. But it really isn't when it's actually warmed up a little bit. I promise you, we did try it. Thoroughly impressed. But damn, it's very satisfying either way. So, you know, you're not hungry. You're not yourself when you're hungry, or whatever the tagline is. This really delivers. It is sweet. Is it much sweeter than the other high-protein Snickers? Not really. The white chocolate is tempered, obviously, by the kind of nutty nougat protein core. And those generous peanuts. That's a real win there. They didn't hold back on that at all. I think you'll love it. Now, I want to keep eating, but I'm not going to. So, yes, they're in the mix now. They're in our Mars Celebrate the Gains bundle. So on the Snickers side, we've got Snickers High Protein, we've got Snickers Peanut Butter, limited edition. I don't know how limited it is. I mean, stock's quite low at the moment, but the bars still seem to be flying on that one. Then there's Mars, there's the Mars Salted Caramel. Then we've got Snickers Flapjacks, Bounty Flapjacks, the range of shakes, and as I say, there's some more stuff coming. So really cool, again, as I've said before, that Mars have stuck with this one when Cadbury's and Nestle and stuff have not bothered before. They've done one or two bars like the booster, they're pulled out. They've stuck with it, and it's very nice. So, I don't know, I'm sure there's more coming through the year, but I know more immediately there are a couple of new ones. Very nice. They're in the mix now. Okay, now we're on to more supplementy things. Actually, no, not quite, sorry. We're not quite done. PhD! This is, we've got a load of vegan stuff that's coming. I think Veganuary, obviously, a lot of brands focus on that now, and some of the launches just didn't quite make the January Veganuary thing, but they're still ploughing them out, and it's still a popular category, and it's still, from my perspective, cool to see what people can do with it. So, yeah, we've got a lot of bars now in a very justifiable caramel-filled, tripled layer kind of category, kind of area. So the Awesome Subs bars, we've got the new Skinny Food Co. Duo bars, I think I covered in the previous video. They're the ones in 2 bites with 3 different flavours. We've got the Misfits bars, obviously they've been there for a while. So a lot of these coming out, very, very cool. These are in the same vein, but maybe a different factory. I can't quite make up my mind. It's a bit similar in any case. It's very low sugar, it's about 200 calories a bar. The bars are, what are they done about? 55 grams, so slightly larger than, let's say, a Misfits bar, about the same size as the Awesome Subs bars. Bit of a difference here. We got 3 flavours again. Because it's PhD's diet plant range, like their diet whey bars they've done in the past, it's got a couple of additives that are probably not going to make a massive difference. They call it lean matrix, but it's got some L-carnitine in, and I think it's got some, is it like green tea type stuff? Blah, 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 blah. I know Millie did the listing on these ones. I know they've done a couple of things to help justify the diet thing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the fact is, protein bar, lower sugar, and tastes pretty good. That's the key. I will open this one just to show you. The fact is, we haven't got many of these, and it's a bit of a funny one. We've had a bit of a fight to get them. PhD are looking at doing things more directly themselves, so their own website, and then through Amazon and stuff like that, or eBay and other channels. So they're actually managing the process rather than putting it out through sports nutrition wholesalers into gyms and indeed to shops like ours. So we tried them, thought they were cool, dashed some stuff in, but we don't know how long we're going to be able to keep hold of the stock. Anyway, there are 3 flavours of the bars. You don't need the big boring backstory. Milk chocolate salted caramel, safe bet. There is a white chocolate cookie dough, I think, and then there is a chocolate brownie. I'm going to surprise, if you read our post, you'd have picked up on this one. The white chocolate cookie dough is nice, but I'm going to say it's not the best in the range. I think the best one in the range is probably the milk chocolate salted caramel. And then the chocolate brownie, it's actually very good chocolate brownie. It's full, rich flavoured. It's something you actually want to eat over and over again. Whereas as I've moaned in the past, chocolate brownie seems to be a bit of a lazy Me Too sort of, ticking boxes flavour, and it's been uninspiring. But actually in this range, it's done really well. So, they look pretty cute. Slightly new PhD branding. I think they're going to be bringing this to more of their range. We've never done their supplements or anything like that. We never planned to. I don't even know if we could do if we wanted to now. But the snacks are always pretty good. They have these smart cakes. They have the PhD smart bars already. So it's the second vegan range from them. And obviously the smart bars, which are really nice, to be fair. It's quite big, 64 gram bars, 20 grams of protein, like the Warrior bars. Very, very tasty, good range of flavours, and they have the Mississippi mud pie and the birthday cake. So we've got some stock of those for right now. Again, not sure how much longer we can get them. I'm going to show you this here. It is a bit familiar in terms of like Misfits, even those duo bars from Skinny Foods. We can see it's nicely knobbly. So there's some good crisp texture on the top. Whoop. Taking the focus. Come on. Oh, it is good. Nice and knobbly. Just break this one open. It actually tastes probably a bit less vegan than some of the others, which is kind of cool. They're rock hard because it's cold again, but you can see the caramel there. Very nice. I'm sure that cross-section will help sell. It is a really nice bar. And again, for plant-based, it's impressive they can do this. Quite a lot of caramel in there. Chocolate layer on top. Obviously, yes, all dairy-free. It's got the crispies in it. It's got the quite satisfying protein bar core. 17 grams of protein in this, 200 calories. Obviously, the added green tea, the L-carnitine and stuff like that. It's a bit of a bonus for some folks. Very strong caramel. Pleasant level of sweetness. I'm quite impressed they hit that. It's got that kind of earthy pea. I don't know, it's pea or soy bran, whatever it is, but it's got that plant protein. It is there in the slightly more, slightly drier, more brittle centre. It's not quite as fudge-like as it could be in maybe kind of a collagen or gelatin-filled bar that we usually get on the Whey side of things. But it's very nice, actually. This is going to be one of my favourites in the kind of new breed of vegan bars we've got. So it's almost a bit of a shame that we might not be able to keep it going, but they've done pretty well out the gate. Very nice picture. Again, Millie did for the Instagram. It's a nice bar. I'm going to say the 3 flavours. We've added them into our PhD Smart Plant Bar Pick and Mix 12 bar bundle on site. So you can get them all together, about $2.50 a bar, I think, but it quite quickly steps down for quantities, and then the bundle's actually a pretty good price. But yeah, check it out. If you are that way inclined, or even if you're not, these are actually one of the better ones on the market. I mean, everything we carry is pretty nice. Honestly, if it weren't, we wouldn't put it on the site. But for vegan, this is actually probably one of the best examples. I'm not sure it's super fresh. I'm not sure it's just because of the sheer amount of caramel they've got, or the crispies in there. But it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And the white one is fine. It's the only one without a distinct flavour, I suppose. The chocolate brownie and indeed the salted caramel there kind of stand apart very nicely. Good. Good. Still recording. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So there you go. We don't have many, as I say, so I'm not going to open all of them or anything like that, but they're in check out the just arrived category. Okay, now we're on to supplements and things. I'm going to start with the I guess the more fun, the colourful one, Super Duper Energy. God knows we can all use that. I certainly will after tomorrow with the Sour Strips launch. We're going to be packing all night. Super Duper Energy is a gaming product. Is the label probably gave away, but it's it does actually say gaming energy. Yeah, it looks great fun. I mean, really, really gorgeous. They've gone for, I mean, the look of these things is actually one of the best things of it, I think. It really caught my eye. I've been following this for a while. It's from the guys behind Maya Blocks, and they have a few other sort of spin-off brands. But I've been following this a while just because I love their styling. Maya Blocks, a little bit full on for us here in the mix. I tried it. It's just I don't think we've got quite the customer base for it. It's just not our standard fare. So we never actually picked up Maya Blocks. But I do like his styling. I did like the labels of Maya Blocks. They do like limited edition. They did have werewolf's blood for Halloween. So it's all very cool. So I love that. But I couldn't really get on board with the supplements. And that's a bit of a problem where the supplements are kind of the key. What they actually do. Anyway, the gaming energy stuff I saw, good fun. It's on the stronger side of gaming energy. So, I mean, you could use this as a pre-workout. So I'll take you through some of the statty bits on it. The most fun stuff, though, obviously the labels, I say, it's got this kind of cool retro gaming arcade 80s sort of vibe going on. Very sort of Stranger Things type deal. Very neon-y. I mean, the logo is actually not dissimilar to the kind of retro vibe I tried to pick up in the Pick and Mix Diamond originally. So love that. It's got little characters again, same as Maxx's with his candy. So I'm holding here, and I keep waving at you, Sour Snow Cone. We have got here, this has proven very popular. We have Sour Gunny Bears, because they've all got ray guns, of course. Great colours. It's just fun. It's just fun. It makes you laugh looking at these things, and I'm glad the actual tubs when they turned up looked as fun as they did in their renders and stuff. I've got a couple of others to show you here. So 4 flavours out the gate. We've got Banana Bomb Taffy. Sounds mad. Actually has proven, again, pretty popular. So I think this is probably the second best-selling one after the Sour Gunny Bears. And then, again, picking up real gamey one, we've got Red Dead Berry. That's obviously picking up from Red Dead Redemption type thing. Yes, it's all very, very nicely done. And the gaming category, certainly as far as supplement companies go, is saturated. I mean, a lot of loads and loads of companies have tried it now, and it's just another. It's like the chocolate brownie in the bars. It's a pretty lazy Me Too one. I've tried a few of them, but it's like their heart's not really in it. They know esports is a big growing thing, but it's a space you want to be in, but you really do have to commit. And I think it shines through when you don't really mean it. And it's just I play games. I'm not going to say I'm an avid gamer, but I am aware there's a lot of business that way. And I'm not going to chase it purely for that sake, but I'm really into the artwork for these things, and this is why I love G Fuel so much. So we got G Fuel back here. Doink. So yeah, G Fuel in the gaming category, they are the big dogs. G Fuel by Gamalab's Gaming Fuel. They arguably created the category for this. And we do loads of that here in the mix, and we've just had a load of new flavours recently. I think I covered it in the last video, the one before. It's a great product. It's there's stronger things out there, but it's just got a formula, tried and tested. It works. It's technically these are aimed at adults, but obviously younger teens and stuff take these things. It's good for all ages. There's nothing harmful in it or anything like that at all. It adds kind of antioxidants and a load of other cool. It's a lovely product, and the labels are cool, and they've got great collabs. We have a lot of fun with G Fuel. This is in the ballpark as well. I like the fact that Maya Blocks span it off as a different brand, and they've kind of kept that thing sort of separately. I mean, it's not just that they're tacking it on, it's like its own thing. And it's from Super Duper Labs, technically. It's called Super Duper Energy, and indeed it will give you Super Duper Energy. So I'm talking about all the meta sort of stuff behind it in the background to the brand. Important stuff is obviously what it actually does for you. So in terms of these things, flavours are great. We've tried a couple of them. I didn't think they'd let us down with those at all. They're fun and vividly coloured, as you can see from the tubs already. But the actual hit comes from caffeine primarily, and you've got quite a lot in here. Each serving, I'll keep that one for myself. Each serving is a rather impressive 300 milligrams of caffeine. So be warned. I mean, that's like twice what the G Fuel is. So if you want a comparable experience, you would halve that. So you could make it go quite a lot further with these ones. Otherwise, you could end up quite jittery gaming. But that's all good. You just drink it longer as well. The flavours are intense enough to let you do that. And there's a few other bits and pieces too. Vitamin C, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, fine, L-tyrosine, choline. So these are like nootropic ingredients that's to help with the focus and stuff and keep you sharp rather than just filling you full of caffeine. So nice ingredients put in there. And in terms of the caffeine, it's kind of natural caffeine derived from natural caffeine derived from green coffee bean and decaffeine malate. So what that basically means is the idea is it's not going to just shoot you up like a rocket straight away and then give you a nice hard crash. It's a slightly smoother experience. So a lot of brands are moving this way. Ghost are big fans of doing it like that as well. So they're not lifting you up and crashing you down, but they're big fans of giving you that sort of smoother ride. So it's not such a steep rocket up. It gives you a kind of a manageable surge of energy that kind of brings you up to a certain level and then slopes off again. So it's just more sustainable, nicer experience, and yes, you don't have that crash afterwards and stuff. So it's a much more sensible, conscientious way of giving you that kind of caffeine boost and reducing your lag and keeping you going for longer. So you'll see us in more and more things, but Ghost are big on it. These guys have thought it through as well. So otherwise 300 milligrams of caffeine would be a really intense hit. Because of the natural caffeine and stuff, it's actually slightly milder. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, 4 flavours of those, taking you through them. Pretty good. Extra cool is it's a good price. So the RRP is technically $29.99 on these, so it brings it in like £5 under G Fuel, which is quite cool. I mean, G Fuel, there's a few more servings depending on how you take it, but as I say, this is really strong. You could halve that and you'd go much further with it. So we've done a little promo to start. So by the time you see this, it probably won't be running much longer, but we were doing 10% off. So it's like 27 quid a tub for 30 servings. So it's a cool one to try in from the States and stuff. And that's about it. Focus, energy, reduce that lag, it's pretty cool. And as I say, because there's quite a lot in it in terms of stimulants, you could use it as a pre-workout quite effectively. Obviously, that will largely wait for gyms to open up again, but it's a multi-use one. It's pre-workout in terms of nootropics, in terms of the energy. There's just no pump ingredients, because obviously that's less important when you're sitting, in your gaming chair or whatever. You don't really want to get a pump on. So there you go. They're in the mix now. Let's put these ones over here. Woo! Oh. I don't know how long I've been going. What is that? What's this say? 30 minutes, 30 to 35. Yeah, a while. So speaking really quickly, I hope this is picking me up. Final one then is EHP Labs. I'm going to take you through. I dare say I've forgotten some stuff, but these are the big hitters. You kind of have to see what we've been up to, the ones I'm most excited about for going forward. Delicious. Still living on energy drinks, yeah? I'm sure we're going to be when we have to move the warehouse and everything else, but okay. EHP Labs. As a family of brands, it's actually Australian. It's headquartered in Australia. That's where the brand was born. It's where it's owned. But most of the supplement is actually made in the States. So it's quite big in the States. It's growing particularly in the States. Not much of a presence here in Europe, but they've got a very good reputation. But they've got a huge, huge following. And the thing is, we've been asked for this loads of times over the years. It's particularly OxyShred's a big thing for them, but they have a wider range, and indeed their Oxy Whey is what we'd love to get our hands on. They look great, they've got great flavours, they're quite creative, getting increasingly creative with the flavours on those, and indeed the blessed protein. So it's something I've had my eye on personally for ages. I've asked the question a number of times. I've been pushed to distributors who couldn't actually help us out, and I've been going round and around the houses. It's just not happened, but not really sufficiently represented in the UK, which kind of sucks. It's a great product, and I know there's big demand for it, as I say, because of those requests. And a lot of people have to bring them over from the States, and then it's delays and it's fees, and particularly now, it stinks. So I had one more crack at the beginning of the year. One customer again said, "Oh, any chance you can get X?" And I thought, well, okay, I haven't asked for a bit, let's chase them. And it actually tied up with EHP Labs UK having been set up. It was tail end of last year, and it's just sort of getting up and running now. So they've actually brought some stock over themselves. So we can work with the guys to grow this, and it means we get proper support in terms of, you know, samples, and we can do promo things and shakers and all that good stuff, the stuff that we love sharing with you guys. And it's something, yeah, we can actually enjoy ourselves as well. We can actually represent for them. So yeah, it's a bit of the range is over now, but obviously the big winner is OxyShred here. So aside from it just being a cool name, this is at its core a fat burner, but it's used for all sorts of things. I mean, it's a sort of metabolic booster. There's not too much in the way of burning going on there. It's just a good general all-round sort of energy drink. I mean, it's got some mood-boosting stuff going on in there as well. It's quite a cool cocktail of stuff. Great flavours. And I mean, you can use it as a pre-workout too. It's sort of, I mean, there's various ways you can enjoy it, various ways you can take it. But quite commonly, I think you could start with it in the morning to kind of kickstart the metabolism when you wake up, and then you'd have another one mid-afternoon, or you'd have another one pre-workout or during your workout and stuff. So it's a good. It's not. There's actually quite a lot in there, so it's not that it's mild, but the experience is quite mild. See what I mean? So it's actually a very enjoyable one. And because it's used, it tends to be, you know, 2, maybe even 3 times a day, depending on tolerance and stuff. They're actually quite high serving things. So it's actually 60 serving tubs. That's not like a double tub. That is just the way it comes. So instead of doing 30, when they realised people were doing 2 servings in a day, they thought they'd just combine it for 60. So for 60, it's like $42.95, which is you know, not bad for 60 servings. And it's a lot lower price than it has been in the UK in the past when it's been imported by various other companies. So this should become the new kind of sales price you're seeing these days, and it's it's very good for that money. So what's actually in it, specifics? Well, you can go on our Instagram, and Millie covers it in a little bit more detail. We just posted yesterday, actually, and there's blog posts and all that kind of stuff. But it is, what have we got? So L-carnitine, L-tyrosine, taurine. Well, it's got a really small label on it on this one. No artificial flavours, no artificial food dyes and colours. So yeah, it's a kind of well put together, conscientious product as well. But the idea is, let's just spin through this: vitamin C, calcium, raspberry ketones, grapefruit seed extract, bitter orange extract, green coffee bean extract. Oh, yeah, there's quite a lot in here, but it's the usual one where it's a whole bunch of ingredients that are proven to assist you with boosting your metabolism. You don't want to get too caught up in buzzwords and phrases here like torching fat and stuff. But yeah, so it's not like you're going to take this and just lose weight overnight. They wouldn't even pretend you were going to do something like that. But it's a great one that it can help you reduce cravings. It functions a little bit of an appetite suppressant if it's just you're trying to watch what you're eating and you're struggling to stay away from the sweet stuff, and give you a bit of a boost with that. And then it's got the usual kind of L-carnitine that's always, it's just a tried and tested fat burning boosting supplement. There are stimulants in there too, as I say. So it could be used as a pre-workout. I mean, there are better things as pre-workouts, but it's just good because it will help you metabolize the fat and stuff and break down, and get energy that way through taking it. So it's a pretty badass name for a product that's actually a good one for everyone. So it's a kind of universally popular one. They do stronger versions, you see. So this is the core one. They actually do like a, what's the word they call for it? Is it ultra intense? They have like a black labelled one that's more geared up as a pre-workout, and they actually have a stim-free one. So at the moment we've just got the core one here, and we've got, I want to say 4 flavours, but there are a load more flavours. There'll be more coming. They do limited edition ones and stuff as well. So we've got pink grapefruit here. We've got kiwi strawberry that's proven to be really popular actually. We've got, what's that, passion fruit. So yeah, all very delicious, all very refreshing, not too sweet. I mean, there's a sort of Kiss My Peach flavour and various other ones coming up. So it's just, it is a very long-standing popular product, and with good reason, I think. So I mean, a lot of people are very happy that we suddenly listed this thing. So let's see how it goes in the mix as well. Truth be told, I mean, I just mentioned as well, they do beyond BCAA is the other bit we've got at the moment. We might get their glutamine, we might get their L-carnitine stuff, like the standalone ones, but that's not particularly exciting. We love the kind of fruit flavoured things that kind of like compounds do their own stuff. They're beyond BCAA. So it's a pretty big, pretty intense tub. here. This is just a BCAA product. There's no EAAs in there. It's not like a complex one like maybe the Ghost Amino. It is just BCAAs. It's that 2-1-1 ratio that you'll have heard time and time again. And it's 10 grams of BCAAs in here. So it's actually a fair old hit there. You do get a lot for the serving. But beyond that, it's got a whole ton of other stuff that it's cool on its own. And again, it's a bit similar to products like Ghost Amino in that there's like coconut water and stuff in there. So there's hydration stuff, there's electrolyte stuff. But it's probably most useful when used in concert with the OxyShred, because when you are fasting, let's say, so you are cutting, for example, and most people, when they're doing that, they're trying to take the OxyShred with that, just for that extra boost in terms of burning the calories and getting the weight off and getting ready for stage or the beach or whatever you're doing. I guess you don't want to get catabolic, right? You want to eat fat, you don't want to eat into your muscles. So when you're fasted, that's the whole idea with supplementing BCAAs, EAAs and things like that, is just to try and stop your body cannibalizing the muscle and make it focus on the fat, is the general idea. So used together, this will really help support your muscles so you don't sacrifice any of that while you are getting shredded. With that in mind, yes, anti-catabolic stuff, boost muscle protein synthesis, all the good stuff you usually get with amino acid supplementation. Tastes great as well. It's a lovely drink you can take any time of the day. It's stim-free, but it includes obviously those electrolytes and things that are kind of good for you in general. It's just to stay hydrated, always important. And it's got citrulline malate in, which is say it's increased energy, endurance, and vasodilation. So it'll have a slight pump effect as well. So nothing you're significantly going to notice, but it's a good thing for blood flow and the rest. Again, having it intra-workout, it's just going to give you that little extra boost. And you have it in your shaker there. 100% natural flavours. It has loads of cool flavours. I mean, again, pick and mix. This is what we keep coming back to. This one, Paradise Fruits. What else have I got here? Strawberry Daiquiri. That's one of my favourites. We've got passion fruit over there. There's a mango one. Yes, there's loads of them. There's actually more of these than the OxyShred. I think we've got six flavours in probably. So yeah, very cool. And it is just a BCAA product, but it's a souped up one. There's a ton of other stuff in there as well. So worth checking out. I'm sure OxyShred's kind of where it's at, but it's another lovely product. We wanted to get while we're at it. So that's your intra workout taken care of. Sort of the main reason we actually wanted these, because again, with the sort of vegan curiosity we have over here, it's very hard to find nice vegan protein snacks, obviously, but it's also it's particularly hard, I suppose, to find vegan protein shakes, and there are so many poor ones on the market. Even though there's like supermarkets, everyone's doing them, still more often than not, it's kind of vile. But the brands that do go that extra mile to make them mixable, to make them taste good, and then beyond that, to have some fun with it as well, brand them well as well, they're the guys we want to work with, basically. So we got some great examples in the mix. All of the brands we do supplement ranges from have some standout vegan shakes. Like with PES, the Chocolate Bliss has always done really, really well. But I personally love the cinnamon one, even though probably the Peanut Butter Delight's a better seller. Ghost, all the Ghost vegan shakes are actually amazing, but the chocolate cereal milk is, it's insane. I mean, it's one of those ones that it doesn't matter if you're vegan, dairy-free, plant-based, other whatever, you're going to love that shake. The team love that. None of us are vegan. That's the thing they buy over and over again. Great in oats, really sweet, really rich flavours. It's wonderful. So Ghost crushed it with their vegan shakes. And long-standing bestseller in the mix, the Awesome Sups vegan proteins from Ben Kumba. So their chocolate salted caramel in particular is amazing. It's we've sold hundreds and hundreds of tubs over the years. Fantastic shake. Again, it appeals to vegans and non-vegans alike. And they just nailed it. Really robust, chocolatey, that salted thing. I mean, it's sort of earthy, but it's satisfying and it's warming at the same time. It's been really well done. Mixes pretty well too. Anyway, what I really wanted, I really like these. They all stood out to me. I'm going to grab this one here. Blessed Protein. So when I spoke to them, I was calling it Blessed. So I don't know if that's a little bit too much. It's not like I'm going to spend too much time in my life going to church, but I seem to pick up the really religious angle on this. But no, just Blessed is what they call it. And it's an interesting one because that sounds very soft focus and kind of frilly and fluffy, but obviously they're black tubs, so they got the good standout from that, and then obviously the soft cursive font. And this is incredibly pick and mixy. I mean, we could have made this one. So this is the strawberry flavoured one. That in itself is pretty unusual for vegan shakes or plant-based shakes, but strawberry milk, so they've got the whole retro dynamy vibe thing going on. See that? Very, very cute. You've got the the old sort of milkshake float style glass. Plant protein, 23 grams protein per serving. So like with the OxyShred and stuff, they're particularly they actually care about the like the artificial stuff they're putting into these things as well. So they're quite picky about the ingredients. So EHP Labs, and indeed this is them as well. So maybe I stopped saying at the beginning, but they have a family of brands. So it's Blessed Protein here for plant-based stuff. They actually have some protein bars under the brand Lust. And then the EHP Labs, the core supplement range here, this kind of shiny stuff. So same thing here. It's raw. It's all natural product. The purest activated. So I think it's one of those like single origin pea protein isolate, Canadian pea protein isolate they're talking about. So it's very pure. It's very, very clean stuff. Consequently, it's got great macros, great nutritionals. So you were talking per serving just 114 calories, 23 grams of protein, 2.5 fat, 4.8 carbs. So it's probably a tiny bit higher than you get with the typical whey shake, certainly an isolate, but still pretty low. Sugar's just 0.4, and it's naturally sweetened as well. So the stevia doing that. Not that you know, we're usually not big fans of stevia, but it comes across perfectly in this one. I mean, the protein is probably on the sweeter side, but it would have to be because of the way they're playing these stuff. So they've actually got creative flavours. So this is a strawberry here, but they have like a s'mores one of these. They have a cookie crunch one. They've got a birthday cake one. They've got a load of wacky ones coming out down the line that I've been talking to them about. We're going to try and get them in the mix as and when they launch. But yeah, a s'mores vegan shake. I mean, that's crazy, especially as s'mores tend to be marshmallows, which are complete opposite of vegan. But the fact that they're having this level of fun with it and ploughing out more and more flavours. So again, I should say we've got 4 flavours right now. Kind of classic ones. We've got vanilla chai. So it's nice they've gone that extra mile. Chai is a sort of health type thing as well. But the chai spice is something I'm a big fan of. I always love chai lattes and the rest. And so the vanilla, plain boring yawn it would be on its own, but with chai it's not overbearing, but it's there. It adds another dimension to the flavour, a little bit more sophisticated, but that's incredibly nice. Then we've got the strawberry milk. To do fruit things with the plant-based undertones with their plant-based kind of base is very difficult. They've done it, they've pulled it off. And it has a kind of chewy, candy-like sweetness to it. It's really quite remarkable given the pea protein base that's in here. Probably the bestseller, well, it's certainly been most popular now, but probably what you guys all love, the salted caramel. Easy win. It's just sweet enough, greater notes as well, good robust flavouring. You'll love that one. The salted caramel's on site. And Choc Coconut. I was nervous about this. Coconut things don't tend to sell well. We have a few kind of chocolate coconut shakes. They're okay, but they're always slower sellers. I thought that combined with the plant-based thing, it would kind of be the death knell for it. But actually, we've sold. It's actually probably second in the sales since we actually launched these things. So maybe people know something we don't. I mean, I certainly thought it was nice enough. It's far more chocolate than it is coconut, right? So it's chocolate with a hint of coconut. The same way the vanilla is vanilla with a hint of chai. So it's been tastefully done, but it does add that extra dimension that just lifts it a tiny bit. So I think if I remember, they were saying they're all working on a straight up kind of chocolate cereal milky sort of flavour themselves for later in the year. But the chocolate coconut, it's really nice, and don't let the coconut thing put you off too much with that one, because it really is more chocolate than it is. There's just that slight kind of exotic edge to it, which is really nice with the plant-based thing. So creative. So there you go, the 4 flavours we have now, and as I say, we'll have more of these coming, but great ingredients, and naturally sweetened and everything, and what's the hashtag? Feel blessed. It's gluten-free, 0 sugar, next to 0 sugar, non-GMO. It's just a lovely product, and obviously they stand out too. So we even like the kind of lid finish they've got on here. It's just a little thing, but they've just done it with a kind of beige sort of paper paper tone seal on it. There's no more creative than that, clear vegan stuff, but it just makes it stand out, stand off the shelf, and the devil is in the details, as we always say. So yeah, it's just a nice product to kind of put on shelves, a nice product to actually rep, but it tastes great. That's kind of key. Mixes well as well. Yeah, it's lovely. So this is a mix now. It's about the same price as the other vegan ones we do. 30 servings, I think it's about 35 quid, 34 quid. So puts it on a par with the PES and the Ghost, and the Awesome Stuff's a bit cheaper, but that's because it's domestic. This is an imported one. I think you'll love this. And this was the one we really thought we'd have some fun with in the mix. So I've been after this. Then when we got the sister brand offered to us as well, and I knew we'd been asked so many times that, yeah, it had to happen. I do, as I say, with the OxyShred, want their Whey. So the Oxy Whey, they do like a Reese's, the usual kind of chocolate peanut butter type thing. But yeah, I mean, the labels look great, shiny, gorgeous, stand out. And I know they've got loads more creative flavours coming down the line, complete with sort of, you know, like cereal protein crispies and all sorts of stuff like that in it. So good fun if we can get that as and when. And yeah, on the Oxy line, they have a load of other stuff coming as well. So whenever we can get it in the UK, we will try and get that stuff up. But we're hoping to get samples and all that good stuff. Yeah, the brand so far have been great, very supportive on the ground, and we'll see how that grows through the year. So yeah, as I said, we don't add that many supplement brands, and we haven't got anything else. Actually, we have one other, which is a bit of a wild card one. But yeah, we can't do anything about that as yet. We're waiting for samples, but we've been talking to them for a while. Labels again look awesome. They've just reformulated the stuff. Could be a very excited one. A very exciting one for the year ahead. So yeah, 2021, it's sort of sucked in terms of the weather. It's sort of sucked in terms of lockdowns and where we are still at with this horrible coronavirus thing. But it's looking up slightly. I mean, certainly here in the UK, the vaccine thing seems to be going quite well. They're actually talking about when we can let people out. Now, obviously, hopefully we get the gyms back and stuff, we get pubs back, all that good stuff. But I think, broadly speaking, as the weather improves, we hit spring, you know, worldwide, numbers seem to be going in the right direction in most places, and people have a grip on this thing. So whether or not it can be fully put behind us or not, I think things will still look, you know, a good amount better by the summer. Maybe some holidays can happen and stuff, and then it should be a good autumn. I guess no one really knows what's going to happen in the winter. Certainly for this winter coming, there might be some form of lockdown again. Who knows? We've got better months ahead, though. Things are slowly getting brighter. So all pretty cool. And obviously, here in the mix to bring it back in, yeah, we've already got a whole bunch of other launches and launches coming up, new products we know about, and I'll update you as and when I can on these things. Like, I know there's more Bearbell stuff, Nocco stuff coming in the not too distant future, and there's bound to be loads of stuff around the corner. So when we're in the warehouse and we can do all that kind of stuff as well, I still want to try and cover the process on this a little bit with that. Yes, I'm sort of feeling pretty positive about the whole thing, despite it all, you know, having been a kind of rough and ready start. It should be looking pretty good. There's loads of stuff for you guys to get on here. And yeah, I know the Snickers stuff is going to go wild. But yeah, speaking of wild, Maxx's Wild Cherry, you're going to love that flavour. It's one of the all-time classics when it comes to candy and pick and mix. And it's great, again, for Maxx to share it with us. I mean, he flies through so quickly. It's always a bit of a struggle to get any stock off them. I mean, he can actually spare it because he has to focus on his US launches. But yeah, we did get a good amount in, so we should have some fun with the launch. Well, we should have had some fun by the time you see this. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to knock it on the head there. We're probably around about an hour, so it's really long, but fair amount I've had to cover in this one. And yeah, I probably won't see you next weekend, but the weekend after, maybe, and hopefully I'll have some keys I can actually show you, maybe some more details about actually the space we're getting, because it really should be locked off a little bit by then. And we will be knocking on the doors of March, really. We'll be on the cusp of March, so yeah, a lot more spring light, a lot brighter outside, and hopefully have more stuff to cover. So yeah, try some of the new stuff, keep an eye on the site, keep an eye on the Just Arrived category on here, like, follow, subscribe, whatever you call it on YouTube. So yeah, keep in touch, and I will see you next time.